Morning, Gautam and Bella. Morning, Steve. Or is it closer to afternoon for you? All right, let's give it another minute and then we'll get started. Morning, Sindhu. Morning, Briar Rose. Brian Riley. I think that's not a name I'm familiar with. Morning, Brian. Have you been to our sessions before? All right, so if you are new to our sessions and you don't have the book, so it was a long time ago then. Very good. Well, the link to the chanting book is in the description. Good to see you again. Welcome back. And we'll start on page 9 with precepts. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisaranagamanang sampunang. 2 pages over. Panatipata veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccachara veramani sikapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikapadang samadhiyami. Sura Meria Majjapamadhatana Veramani Sikapadang Samadhiyami. Tisiranena Sadding Panchasilang Dhammang Samadhiyatva Sadhukang Surakatang Katva Appamadena Sampadeta Bang Silena Sugating Yanti Silena Bhoga Sampada Silena Nibbuting Yanti Tasma Silang Visodaye. Page 23. Welcome, Tessa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidya charana sampano sugato loka vidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Svakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipassiko opanayako pacchatang vedatabbo vinyuhiti. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sango ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sango nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sango Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sango yadidang chattari purissa yugani atta purissa puggalo esa bhagavato savaka sango ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakatang lokassati. Buddho susuddho karuna mahannavo yo chanta suddha bharanyana lochano lokassa papu pakile sagatako vandami buddhang aham adarena tang. Namo te purisa janya namo te purisuttama sadeva kasming lokasming natite patipuggalo. Page 25. Welcome to those who've joined. If you're joining for the first time, you can find the chanting book in the description. Dhammo padipo viyatassu sattuno yo maggapaka matabeda binnako lokuttaro yo chatharatta dipano vandami dhammang ahamadarena tang. Yo cha dhammam abhinyaya dhammam anyaya pandito rahadova nivato cha nejo vupasammati ye sang dhamma asamutta parivade sunaniyare te sambuddha sammadanya charanti visame samang ye kechiyo siddha loke vijjanti vividha bahu. Dhammo sada samangnati etang pivita bhikkhavo. Dhammo sadang pivitvana hajara maranasiyung. Bhavayitva chapasitva nibbhuta upadikaye. Sango suketta bhyatiketti sannito yoditta santo sugatana bodhako. Lolapahino Ariyo Sumedaso Vandami Dhammang Ahammadarena Tang Sukho Buddhanam Upado Sukha Sadhamma Desana Sukha Sangassa Sammagye Tamaganang Tapo Sukho Bahungve Saranang Yanti Pabbatani Vanani Cha Arammaruka Chatyani Manusa Bayatajita Netang Ko Saranang Kemang Netang Saranang Uttamang Netang Saranang Agamma Sabbaduka Pamuchati Yocha Buddhan Cha Dhamman Cha Sanghang Cha Saranangato Chattari Arya Satchani Sammapanyaya Passati Dukam Dukkha Samupadang Dukkasa Chaitikkamang Aryanchitangikam Maggam Dukku Pasamagaminang Etang Ko Saranang Kemang Etang Saranang Uttamang Etang Saranang Agamma Sabbadukka Pamuchati Emaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Buddhang Pujemi Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Dhammang Pujemi Imaya Dhammanu Dhamma Patipattiya Sanghang Pujemi Mano Pubangama Dhamma Mano Satta Manomaya Manasa Che Paduttena Basativa Karotiva Tato Nang Dukam Manveti Chakang Vavahato Padang Mano Pubangama Dhamma Mano Satta Manomaya Manasa Che Pasanena Basativa Karotiva Tato Nang Sukham Manveti Chaya Va Anapayani Anicca Vata Sankara Upada Vayadhamino Upajitva Nirujjanti Te Sangvu Pusumosuko Sabba Papassa Akaranang Kusalasu Upasampada Sachitta Periodapanang Etang Buddhana Sasanang Kanti Paramang Tapotittika Nibbanang Paramang Vadanti Buddha Nahi Pabbajito Parubhagati Samanohoti Parang Viheta Yanto Anupavado Anupagato Patimoke Cha Sangvaro Matanyuta Jaba Tasming Pantancha Sayanasanang Adichitte Cha Ayogo Etang Buddhana Sasanang Welcome, Myo Nyont, if that's how the name is pronounced. Imina punyak kamena upajaya gunuttara achariyupakara cha mata pita piyamamang suryo chandimaraja gunavanta nirapicha brahma maracha indacha lokapala cha devata Yamo mitta manusa cha majhata verika picha sabbe satta sukhi hontu punyani pakatani me sukang chatividhang dentu kipang pape tuho matang imena punya kamena imena udasena cha kipahang sulabhe cheva tanupadana chedanang Ye santane hina dhamma yava nibbana to mamang na santu sabbada yeva yatta jato bhave bhave ujuchitto satipanyo saleko viryavamino mara labantu no kasang kattuncha viryesume buddha dipavaro nato dhammo nato varuttamo nato pachekka sambuddho sangho nato taro mamang Teso tamanubhavena maro kasang labantuma imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya dukkha patta chani dukkha baya patta chani baya soka patta chani soka hontu sabbe pipaniyo Pavagupadaya avichihatato etantare satakayupapanna rupi arupi cha asanya sanya no dukkha pamuchantu pusantu nibbuting. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. All right. Continuing through our secondary chanting in the Mahamangala, or not Mahamangala, Mahasatipatthana Sutta. All right, we're on page 191. Rupa tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Saddha tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Gandha tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Rasa tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Pottabba tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Dhamma tanha loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Rupa vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Saddha vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Gandha vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Rasa vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Pottabba vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. Dhamma vitako loke piya rupang sata rupang ettesa tanha upajjamana upajjati etta nivasamana nivisati. All right, English. Craving for forms has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Craving for sounds has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Craving for odors has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Craving for tastes has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Craving for tactile objects has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Craving for mental phenomena has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of forms has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of sounds has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of odors has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of tastes has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of tactile objects has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. Thought of mental phenomena has a pleasant and agreeable nature in the world. It is here that this craving arises when it arises. It is here that it settles when it settles down. All right, friends. Moving on to our thought of the day. Going through the Aryo Tangiko Maggo, page 63. Middle of the page. Samma Samadhi. Viveccheva kamehi viveccha kusalehi dhammehi savitakang savicharang vivekajang piti sukkang pattamajjanang uppasamajja viharati. Quite secluded from sense pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states of mind, one enters and dwells in the first jhana, which is accompanied by applied thought and sustained thought, with rapture and happiness born of seclusion. Morning, friends. So now we are starting the final part of the Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Samadhi. Samma Samadhi, the Buddha tells us, is supported by all the other factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. To truly gain, to truly understand, to truly see, and to gain deep states of concentration, deep states of stillness, deep states of tranquility, we must practice all of the other factors as well. All of these factors go together. This is why you have the Dhammacakka, the wheel, right? All the wheel with all 8 spokes, all connected, all rolling together. All of these factors feed off of each other, inform and support each other. It's important to do this. So this is the first step. This what we're going over today is the preliminaries to getting into jhana and the first jhana. Preliminaries, quite secluded from sensual pleasures, secluded from unwholesome states. This means that you have practiced sense restraint and that you have temporarily subdued the 5 hindrances. As you work with the hindrances, as you investigate the hindrances, as you know the hindrances, then you understand how they arise, you understand how they cease. You understand how you feed them and make them worse. You understand how you starve them and make them less. And then when the causes and conditions are right, the hindrances are subdued, and you enter into the first jhana. First jhana, vitakka vichara, applied thought and sustained thought. So these are using the mind. Some people, this is a variety of different ways this is taught. But this is using the mind, using thought to apply your mind to an object. Some people say that, and then to sustain it on the object. So what this is saying is that first jhana What is not there are sense pleasures and hindrances, but the mind is still active. The mind is still, kind of seeking. The mind is still thinking. There's still that very kind of gross mental activity. And then there's also piti and sukha. Piti is rapture. Piti is like a very pleasurable experience that is mind-made. Has nothing to do with like the senses, like somebody touches, your body and it feels good, or the wind blows over your body and it feels good, or anything like that, or you taste something and it tastes good. That's not what piti is. Piti is purely mind-made, mind pleasure, from a mind that has become secluded from all this outside junk. And it's very nice, very pleasurable to be free from the hindrances, at least for a little while. So then the piti arises. And then sukha, a pleasantness, a contentness, also translated sometimes as happiness, arises. So these are the qualities of the first jhana. Vitaka, vichara, piti, sukha. And being secluded from the hindrances and sensual pleasures. And so, as we'll see, as we go along, each new jhana is more subtle, and the gross parts fall away as you go into the next jhana. We're going towards ever more subtle states of mind. Ever more subtle, less gross. So with that, friends, we can think of developing a mind of deep tranquility, of deep calmness and stillness by understanding the hindrances and practicing sense restraint. We can do these practices today. Practice a little bit of sense restraint. You don't have to be like a monastic, but practice a little bit. See what kind of sense restraints you can practice. And also, see if you can observe when a hindrance arises. Ill will. Strong desire to engage in sensual pleasures. A slothful, tired mind and body. A restless mind and body. Very agitated. Lots of doubts. Observe when these arise. Watch them like a hawk. Watch them deeply and clearly. And as you do so, then you'll be able to make the mind become very calm and peaceful and quiet. And then naturally, the mind will slip into these deep states of concentration. So friends, until next time, Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy, practice well, and be well. May you have a spiritually successful and peaceful day. See you tomorrow.